Yo, homies, as always, man, thank you guys so much for clicking on the video. I hope that you guys are having a dope day. Listen, I just want to let you guys know, no matter what somebody says to you, the way how they treat you is how they feel about you. Okay, homies, so listen, we got a couple different things to talk about today, right? Now, as always, I ask you guys to hit me up in the comment section to let me know what you guys feel about this one. And I got some really important stuff to tell you guys a little bit later in the video, which is what I talked to Rebecca about, right? Now, here's the thing. Let's start it off with Melee 3.0. You know what I'm saying? We're expecting it. It was supposed to come out this year, didn't drop this year. Womp, womp, womp. But here's the thing. They're trying to decide on a more structural approach on how they should ship it. We were supposed to get the whole thing all together like a McDonald's kids meal with a toy, but that's not the case anymore. What's basically going to happen is that they're planning to ship it by certain weapon types. So different weapon type updates are going to be dropping at different times, which is something that I kind of agree with because it gives it a better way on how to balance it out and make it a lot more fine-tuned. Now, here's the thing. They're planning to, like, if certain weapon types drop and they use certain mods and those mods are going to be changed, what's then going to happen is that certain mods would have two types of coding on it, and it lets it work on both ways off the new Melee 3.0 and for the old way for how it's working on weapons that hasn't dropped with that update yet. If you guys get my drift of what I'm actually saying out here, people, they're dropping different weapon type updates. And if those mods work for the new update, it's going to work for the new type of weapons that they drop, but then also still work the same way for the old type of weapons until they fully drop the entire thing, okay? Okay, guys, here's the next part, right? Now, this one caught me off guard like a bad selfie. I'm not going to lie to you. I was like, oh, I'm ugly. Here's what happened. DE said that they're bringing back raids. Now, raids is going to be coming back in the future. They're working on ways on how to structure the raids, on how to make them better. And the reason for that is, like I always say, guys, you always got to speak up. So what they actually said is that the player base has been very up battle with what it is, that raids should be back. A lot of players asked for raids back, and it was just a great addition to Warframe, which was just something different. Now, let me tell you guys something on how I feel. I feel like raids should incorporate a way to run into like Eidolons, or raids should incorporate a way to go into, like, you know, like the giant spider fights. Different perspectives of those fights, which is like end bosses of raids. What do you guys think? Let me hear about your thoughts in the comment section, because you guys know I like to hear about it. But when I heard this news, I was like, oh my god, that's ridiculante. You know, that's German for I can't believe it. So I'm looking at it like, okay, this is kind of lit. So how do you guys feel about raids completely coming back to Warframe? I, for one, am really excited about it. And the fact that they seem more motivated to put more work into it, since raid was an earlier process, which gives me a little bit of hope. But we all know we gotta wait till we get it, because Warframe sometimes drops some updates and it'd be like, you get what you get. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be like, all right, let me wait on it. All right. Okay, so the next thing that they showed in the dev stream was something that kind of surprised me a little bit, which was the top Warframes of 2018, which is the most used, right? Now, I expected XCal because he's a starter Warframe. He's the golden poster boy, you know what I'm saying? He's the Mickey Mouse of his generation. So I'm like, all right, cool, we got XCal on there. Then they also had Volt. I'm like, smart pick. Whoever picked Volt at the start, you're a smart individual. Let me know in the comment section if you do. Then we had Rhino. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't too surprised by Rhino because everybody liked Mr. Muscle Milk Neck. You know what I'm saying? They love Rhino. He built like a carton of milk. So I'm like, all right, cool. But then when I seen Frost, I was like, okay, okay, all right, I guess. Then we had Loki. I'm like, this dude is on every single list out there, like, and I'm looking at these lists of frames and I'm like, is it because they're easier to get? We all know because XCal is a starter, Volt's a starter, Rhino you get pretty early, Frost, you know, I guess he's pretty early as well, but he also had the Frost Prime that was out there, and then you had Loki. Is it because they're easier to get? What do you guys think about that? How do you guys feel about the top 5 most used frames of 2018? I was looking at it, I was like, you uncultured swines. None of you know about Ash. None of you know about AKA Hayabusa, the ninja, guiding a freaking Warframe. You all disgust me. All right, let's move on. Now, this one's a little bit different to me for different aspects. Now, you guys know I look at the game differently. I try to think about it from a developer point of view on how players are playing. So when you look at this, the most focus earned for 2018, which focus school is most people earning focus for? The #1 school is generic, right? How do I feel about that? I feel amazing. I feel like you guys did a good choice because that's the #1 school out there. Energy, baby, energy. So here's the thing. The second school is going to be Madurai. How do I feel about that? Madurai is a good school. It's pretty nice. Then you have Narimon. Now, the one that's always in last place and never fails me. And this tells me that you should revisit this focus school. You don't really get much out of it that you really should. So there's really no point of actually going there because the benefit to playstyles of how Warframe is generated as an overall horde shooter, you don't get as much out of that. So as a game developer, the way I look at it, I'm thinking to myself like, oh my God, my child is failing. I gotta go help you pass your grades. So these two, Vazarin is a good support class. I'm not gonna lie. But I feel like the reason why Vazarin is there is because a lot of people don't like plant support. Plus, the whole thing is that Vazarin has certain caps that's not necessary, especially from a healer point. It should just go all the way through the map instead of having certain points. But that is one thing that I'm definitely looking at also. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to talk about is what I spoke to Rebecca about. So I had a pretty good meeting with Rebecca, and it was all about good things. But one of the core things that I asked her about was Garuda when it comes to a frame. I asked her about a lot of different things, but I asked her about Garuda, and the reason why I'm bringing this one up is because I want you guys to let me know if you want me to make a video review on it before this change is actually implemented on what is actually the problem with Garuda. Now, don't get me wrong, she is dope. I love her. She's like the female version of Ash for me, right? She's my #2 right now. But what's actually happening is that I asked her to buff Garuda's second ability. Now, the reason why I say buff it is because it has the biggest weakness towards ancient healers. So what ends up happening is that when you use the second ability, what ends up happening is that if an ancient gets in within 12 meters, if the aura of the ancient touches the enemy that you now have your blood altar on, that enemy instantly comes out of blood altar, which then cripples her survivability at certain levels in the missions that you're playing against. So I told her, I was like, well, that's not fair because she's worried about ancients, which the ancient's aura is bigger than the nullifier's bubble. So when you look at that, and the threat level behind that is that the ancient healers are then also running at you, so it's harder to keep them away unless you're using radiation, but then you have to go out of your way. So it made Garuda scared of ancient healers. It also made her scared of just nullifiers in general. So in my case, I was looking at it like ancient healer nullifiers. So it's a really tough thing on Garuda's kit. I know I told you guys in the comment section to my last video, but I wanted to address it with you guys to let you know. So I asked her, can we get that changed? So that will be a major buff to her kit, especially for people who are always playing in MOT. Anything that has to do with ancients, it's gonna make her a complete animal now with survivability because they're not going to be able to take it away from you anymore. And I was just so happy to actually push that change and ask her for it because I was doing so much testing with Garuda in MOT. I have to test her in the toughest, harshest environments. So I spoke to her about it. She said it was great. She'll get it to Pablo to where they can implement it, to where we can actually get that change to go to where ancients will no longer debuff be able to debuff her blood altar. So I thought that was one way on how to fix her incredibly, right? Now the next thing, I was on stream, I figured out some crazy, I don't know if it's busted, guys, listen, hey, listen to me, people. I don't know if it's fully busted, but it does change a lot, okay? It changes a lot. And I want you guys to let me know. It's about Garuda. If you guys want me to do a video on it, now trust me, don't be nervous. It's nothing like what happened to another YouTuber or anything. I'm completely okay, but it's something that's game changing to her entire playstyle, and it sets her apart from, and it cancels out every single one of her weaknesses. But the reason why I'm asking you guys is because I'm like, do I keep it to myself and just the people in my Discord and my stream? Do we just keep it there, or do I just make a video about it since I discovered it yesterday and nobody else knows about it? So it's just me and the stream of what I did. Do you guys want me to put out a video for it on how this completely makes Garuda completely insane? And I want to ask Rebecca about it. Can we keep it? Is there any way? Like, what do you guys want me to do? I wanted to talk to you guys about it because it's insane. It changes up her entire kit and it makes her survivability 10 times better, okay? So you guys let me know how you guys feel about this one in the comment section. Y'all give me some good responses, people. Oh, and the next thing that I did talk to Rebecca about was a lot of key things: elite alerts, rewards, EOS, survival, game-changing mechanics, PoE. Do you guys want me to do a video on that, of what I asked Rebecca about with her responses of things to come, and what are those changes going to be? If you guys want me to make a video on that, let me know. But as always, I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting the videos. Much love to you guys, and I will catch you guys later in the next Warframe video. Please be sure to give the video a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed. Thank you, homies. Later, fams. Okay, guys, so quick story time, right? Tell me, did I punk out? I don't know. I was a little scared, but I want to ask you guys, did I keep my manhood, right? So listen, my neighbor has a Great Dane. I'm talking about the dog is tall. The dog is huge. It's a grown man. It needs to have a job. I'm letting you guys know this right now. So I come outside. I go to the mailbox. I see the dog in my front yard using number 2 in my freaking grass. So I look at the dog look at me, I look away, because you're never supposed to look at a man while he's using the bathroom. So the dog growls at me. Right? I punked back. I took a step back to my car, because if anything, I wanted to jump on the car, but the dog's like the same freaking size of the car. The dog is tall. So my neighbor's like, oh, he's not gonna bite. Now, I'm gonna ask you guys one thing. Why do dog lovers, now I have my own dogs, but they smaller. I don't know why dog lovers like to say, oh, my dog's not gonna bite you. Do your dog know that? Do your dog know that? So the dog used the bathroom, did everything, and the dog looked at me, and I looked at the dog, and I'm like, I'll clean it up. It's fine. You can go. You can go. I'll clean it up. It's fine. I didn't even ask the neighbor. Now, I want you guys to let me know. Did I punk out or not? I don't know what to do. I'm a little confused. You let me know. All right? That's all right.
You punked out. You a punk.